Welcome back to the Harry Potter Fanfics podcast.
In this episode, we'll be looking at the most powerful spells in the Harry Potter universe, at least in our opinion. Now, determining the power of spells can be quite difficult, simply because each spell has its own unique purpose and strengths. A good example of this would be Avada Kedavra versus Obliviate. Now, Obliviate is used to erase memories, whereas Avada Kedavra is used for only one purpose: to kill. While they are both very powerful spells respectively, it's hard to compare them, because while they are powerful in their own right, they are used for very different purposes. This list will be comprised solely of the top 7 spells that one might use against an opposing witch or wizard in the event of a standoff. Some examples of the functions of spells that one might use in this sort of environment include disarming your opponent, defending against opposing magic, inflicting pain or suffering causing paralysis, and even killing. This list will not include spells that are powerful, but used to achieve other sorts of results. Coming in at number 7 on the list is Stupefy. Stupefy should be a staple spell in any witch or wizard's arsenal. It is also known as the stupefying charm and is used for stunning your opponent and rendering them unconscious. It is one of the most common dueling spells, as it does not cause lasting effects or damage, though it is also appropriate to use in battle if you do not wish to inflict lasting harm on whoever you are battling. Known defenses against Stupefy include Renovate. Stupefy is used by almost all of the main characters at one point or another in the films and is one of Harry's go-to spells. Make sure you've got Stupefy handy for when you need it, but remember that it won't work on trolls, giants, dragons, or half-giants, Hagrid included. Coming in at number 6 on the list is Sectumsempra. Sectumsempra is the incantation of a curse invented by Severus Snape himself that causes lacerations, hemorrhaging, and cuts upon its target. Snape features this spell in his textbook for advanced potion making. The name Sectumsempra comes from the combination of 2 Latin words. The word sectus meaning cut, and semper meaning always. Sectumsempra is similar to using an invisible sword on your opponent and is nothing to be scoffed at. In battle, the only known defense spell for Sectumsempra is Vulnera Senentur, which eases the blood flow, heals the wound, and removes the effects of the curse. One famous instance of this spell being used is when Harry used it on Malfoy, unaware of its effects. Shortly after Snape shows up and heals Malfoy using Vulnera Senentur. Coming in at 5 on the list is Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus is also known as the disarming charm and is used to disarm your opponent, stripping them of their wand. It is commonly used in duels for this purpose, but in some instances where the Expelliarmus is particularly powerful and casted by a powerful wizard, it can actually knock an opponent down or send them flying through the air. The name Expelliarmus comes from the Latin word expellere, which means to drive away, and armor, which means weaponry. Expelliarmus was taught to students in the dueling club while in the Great Hall, and Harry taught it to members of Dumbledore's army. One of the most notable uses of this spell was when Malfoy used it to disarm Dumbledore during the battle on the Astronomy Tower. At number 4 on the list is the Cruciatus curse, also known as the Torture Curse. It is one of the 3 unforgivable curses and is widely regarded as one of the most sinister spells that can be used on an enemy. It causes the victim to experience excruciating pain beyond what they could otherwise possibly conceive. The name comes from the Latin word crucio, which means pain and torture, which does a pretty good job explaining what the spell does to its victims. The Cruciatus curse was freely used until 1717, when it was named as one of the unforgivable curses. Using the curse after 1717 would get you sent straight to Azkaban. Known proponents of this curse included Bellatrix Lestrange, Barty Crouch Jr., and Lord Voldemort himself. It was most notably used by Lestrange on Frank and Alice Longbottom, driving them into complete insanity. At number 3, we have the Imperius curse. The Imperius curse is another one of the 3 unforgivable curses, and similarly to the Cruciatus curse, it is widely regarded as one of the most sinister spells that can be used. The Imperius curse, when used on a victim, places them entirely under the caster's control. It is worth noting that when the Imperius curse is performed poorly, it can result in long-lasting damage to their mind. Only extremely powerful wizards with exceptional willpower can resist it, though it can be done. Resisting an Imperius curse can be done using the power of occlumency, which closes one's mind against legilimency, which is a type of magic used to access one's mind or thoughts. Imperius comes from the Latin word imperial, which refers to things that are powerful or commanding. It was most notably used by Harry on the goblin bank teller Bog Rod in an attempt to enter the Lestrange vault at Gringotts in the Deathly Hallows story. Coming in at number 2 on the list is potentially the most powerful offensive spell in the entire wizarding world. This is a favorite of Lord Voldemort and is one of the 3 unforgivable curses, perhaps the worst of the group. I am, of course, talking about Avada Kedavra, which is used to instantly kill a victim. The only known counterspell is Sacrificial Protection, which was most notably used by Lily Potter to save baby Harry from the attack by Voldemort, and uses the power of love. Many people think that Avada Kedavra is a play on the word abracadabra. However, Avada in Latin means death, and cadavra in Greek means to create. It loosely translates to "I create death as I speak." Avada Kedavra is used quite a bit, and is most notably used by Voldemort on his own parents as well as Harry's, by Snape on Dumbledore, and by Bellatrix Lestrange on Sirius Black. I think that it's safe to say that there is no spell more sinister than Avada Kedavra. Coming in at number 1 on the list is Expecto Patronum, otherwise known as a Patronus. The charm is used to create a protective shield around a wizard or witch. It evokes a positive energy force known as a Patronus, which is considered to be the spirit guardian of the caster. This is the only known defense against both Dementors and Lethifold. Being able to cast a Patronus is a very difficult feat, and not many wizards are able to achieve casting it in their lifetime. It should be safe to say that creating a Patronus is a sign of a powerful wizard. This particular spell ranks at the top of the list because of its defensive capabilities. You could have all of the offense in the world, but if you're unable to defend yourself, you'll be doomed in battle. It is most notably used by Snape, whose Patronus is a doe, when he wanted to help guide Harry through the woods to the location of Godric Gryffindor's sword. Thank you for diving into some of the top Harry Potter spells with us. Let us know down in the comments what spells you think should be on this list. While a spell like Fiendfire may be stronger than some of the spells on our list, it may not be the most practical in a fast-paced duel. Be sure to subscribe and we'll catch you back on the train to Hogwarts.